Today we're looking over the final match from Kemonomichi number 4, Kawano versus Tokido in Street Fighter V. Kemonomichi in my eyes is meant to be a true test of skill. You know your opponent, you have all the time in the world to prepare. It's a long set, so you have no excuses when you lose. And as a result, if you lose, you just got beat. And if you win, you know it wasn't a fluke because your opponent was at their best. It was for this reason that Tokido challenged Daigo to a first to 10 in Kemonomichi number 2. At the time, it was a really big deal. Everyone knew that Daigo and Tokido were practicing for months just for the Guile Akuma matchup, not even focusing on the Capcom Pro Tour. So they could both be at their best potential at that matchup against each other on that specific day. Tokido had all the accolades. He had just won EVO 2017 the previous year. He had tournament wins over Daigo, but he wanted to see what it was like playing Daigo at his best, and he wanted to see if he actually had improved as a fighting game player enough to be at the point where he could beat Daigo if he prepared. Tokido ended up losing that match, but we're not talking about that match today. Today we have the exact same story, but Tokido is on the other side. Kawano is an up-and-coming player in Japan, widely regarded as top 5 in Japan right now, because he's been playing phenomenally this year. He's won Topanga Championship, he's won EVO Japan Online, and his team is also doing really well in Street Fighter League. But a thorn that has been in his side this whole time, even this year, has been Tokido. He's lost to Tokido multiple times in long sets, even when he's been prepared, and at this point, he thinks he can do it, and he's challenged Tokido to a match in Kemonomichi with all of his pride on the line.
自信はあると思いますよ。今までのカーノの試合を見て、いや本当に俺に勝てると思ってるのかどうかは、そこは疑問ですよね。いってみましょう。
So right off the bat, this is not a first to 10 as the Daigo Tokido match was in 2018. This is best of 3 sets. Each set is first to 4. So hypothetically, someone could win 4-0, 4-0, and that would be the end. They would just win 8 games straight and win 2 sets. On the other hand, one person could win 4-3, the other person could win 4-0, the second person could win 4-3 again, and they would win the match just by winning 2 sets. So that's how this set is going to work. It's whoever gets to 2 first to 4s first. This matchup, I think, used to be kind of bad for Colleen, but I think it's improved significantly this season. With the nerf of Urian's crouch medium kick, it is now a lot more whiff punishable than it used to be. But there's still a couple of things that make it hard for Colleen to deal with in this matchup. Urian has a fireball, Colleen has trouble with fireballs, and Urian just has longer range buttons than a lot of characters in the game with his stand medium kick and his crouch medium kick. And you know, sometimes you just get hit by your opponent pressing stand medium punch 4 times in a row. Kawano was trying to time a whiff punish, but just mistimed it at the moment. You know, first round, not the end of the world in a long set like this for something to go wrong like that. Kawano's game plan is going to be to try and control the neutral, try and get Tokido to the corner with his buttons with a whiff punish by getting a confirm on the stand medium punch like right there. And this is actually a very new development, I think. Probably the first time I've seen a Colleen do that is the EX hand into the light hand, which does less damage than the normal combo but allows a safe jump setup. And you're going to see that throughout the match, and the point of that is to not let Urian do EX headbutt, so you're making the Oki game, the guessing game on Wake Up, a lot better, more in your favor. You're not taking any risks. When you get the safe jump, he doesn't have charge for the headbutt, so he has no defensive option except for grab or like a jab or something. And Tokido was trying to super through a tick throw right there, but Kawano baited it with the light vanity. It's 1-1 tied up in rounds. That's what you like to see. It's the start of a very good match when, you know, no one's immediately losing really badly. playing a bit of neutral right here. Kawano's just playing this really well, I think. He's looking for that confirm on the stand medium punch, trying to crush counter a fireball with a back heavy kick. That's why Tokido is hesitant to fireball. And I think Tokido is kind of getting overzealous with the dashes. I would think Kawano would start to punish those a little bit more. Punish on the light hands there, as that is -4. They both dashed at the same time actually. Nice crush counter stand fierce from Kawano. He's going to get the safe jump here, so Tokido's going to have to guess. He takes the throw. Kawano has V-trigger. He might activate it at any moment right here. Tokido's a little bit behind on his V-trigger, as his V-trigger is 3 bars. But once he gets it, Kawano's going to have to watch out. So that's why Kawano's very hesitant right now. He needs to make sure the next guess that he makes doesn't lead to him taking a huge V-trigger mix-up. He's going to try to activate right here, try to get his own pressure started, I would think. And this is a battle of V-triggers right now. He's going to get a combo right here. 17 seconds left into the clock. That probably won't come into play since this is guess for game. I'm not sure what that, I think that was stand heavy kick from Tokido, but it ends up getting counter hit by the very safe, very tight pressure from Kawano. There was no reason for Kawano to take any risks there. Doing the jab actually baits out the EX headbutt, so by doing crouch jab, he's actually not risking getting hit by anything. The only thing that Tokido can do is block it, which he did, but he got caught by the second jab. And I think Tokido just needs to do a little bit more about controlling the neutral. He's kind of, there you go, a whiff punish from Kawano into that new combo I was talking about before. And he's getting cornered very quickly. He's not doing a good enough job of the crouch medium kick, stand medium kick, whiff punish with stand medium punch, fireball game to try and keep his space. And Kawano has been doing a much better job of that. And I think that's one of Kawano's strengths, is like his neutral, right? Like, look at that whiff punish. Just amazing awareness, spacing, walking backwards to try and bait Tokido into pressing a button, and then just hitting him with that stand light kick. So Tokido's down right now, but he has his Aegis, so he's going to try and look for something off of this. Kawano's playing very patient, very smart from him to just try and play back a little bit. He's going to take a little bit of damage here, take a guess right here, but that's not, oh, never mind, that's a lot. It's not death though. Kawano still has a chance. I think he tried to walk forward throw, reminiscent of his match against Daigo. He saw that Daigo woke up, walk forward throw against him, so he thought maybe it'd work against Tokido. No such luck. Tokido has seen that one. Anti-air with the EX hand. If Tokido came down with a button, it would have beat that, but it also might have traded with the hail, so Tokido was scared to press the button in that situation because the hail was coming down. Checks the dash with a fierce punch. He was just looking to whiff punish something, but ends up catching a dash actually. And Kawano has Tokido in the corner once again. Just, he's had such a control of the neutral right now. And the way that Tokido is going to win this match, it's not going to be with an Aegis mix-up every round like the last round was, right? He can't just win off of reads. He has to win off of being solid as well in a long set like this. So he's going to need to throw more fireballs, do more stand medium kicks, and just control his space a little bit better. Meanwhile, Kawano doesn't really have to change his strategy, right? He's very content to get this damage from confirmed with EX hands. He tries to chase down the backdash right there with the Aegis, but Colleen's backdash is kind of insane actually, and Kawano gets away with half his life left, no Aegis to worry about, and this round is pretty much done because Kawano has so much life. Tokido's gonna have to get something started like right now, otherwise he's not gonna win the round, and that's actually it. Even if Tokido gets like 2 throws right here, he won't win, so he builds a little bit of meter, and they're going to go into the final round with Tokido at full bar and Kawano pretty much at full bar as well. which I think is actually in Kawano's favor a little bit because those EX hands really dictate the matchup. Kawano misses his stand leg kick EX hands right there, and that's actually a huge deal. He would have had Tokido close to the corner, but on the other hand, he missed it. Gets cornered himself. He finds another EX hand, gets right back mid-screen, baits the EX headbutt with a light punch. And this is guess from stun. What's the guess? Throw or shimmy? It's a throw. Tokido techs it. Tokido's defense looking pretty immaculate right now. He's so close to stun, but he doesn't get opened up, and now Tokido is probably 90%, 95% chance supposed to win this round, because if he gets hit by one more thing, he gets Aegis anyways. So basically anything Kawano does, he has to make like 4 reads afterwards anyway. So at that point, that round was kind of unwinnable. He had to win when Tokido's stun was high, and not after that. So the round was lost when Tokido guessed like 3 times right, basically, on the stun. And now it's 1-1. Kawano has been really dominating, I think, and Tokido just has been guessing right in the first and second game. I mean, guessing is part of the game, but I would like to see a little bit more neutral from Tokido. He definitely knows how to play it. He shouldn't be letting this little youngin dominate him in the neutral this bad. And he has a fireball that he could be using a little bit more. That stand medium punch is proving to be very annoying for Kawano. Because it recovers so fast, it's hard for Kawano to actually get a clean whiff punish on it. So he's scared to try and whiff punish it, because he's just gonna, if he misses his whiff punish, he's just gonna get hit by like the second stand medium punch. He actually gets a shimmy on Tokido. That's gonna be 1 hit away from stun. Back throw stuns right here. Goes for the back throw. That's stun. That's death. If Kawano doesn't drop the combo, but I've already watched the set, I know he drops the combo. Ends up cleaning it up anyways. Kawano is up around in this first to 4. And it's still a very competitive, close match at the moment. The dash gets checked from Kawano right there. Tokido is using those EX tackles really well, actually, because Kawano has to walk forward in this match. He's not going to win by walking backwards. He has to get Tokido to the corner, and he gets a whiff punish right there. Goes for the safe jump, and Tokido has EX tackles. He could try the EX tackle out of the corner. He could try to just fight out normally. He gets the EX tackle, actually, and that's something Kawano's going to start looking out for more, because in that situation, Tokido's trying to get more space, right? So even if the EX tackle is blocked, it's still kind of a good idea to just do it, unless Kawano starts reading it and punishing it before the block, because when it's blocked, it's -2, you get a throw, but you're actually like mid-screen, right? So it's actually a pretty good deal for Urien. If Kawano starts whiff punishing it, Tokido's gonna have to think about it a little bit more. Safe jump from Kawano, 1 hit from the game right here. A little bit of a spaghetti from Tokido, but Kawano is 1 hit away from winning. Just Tokido was walking for a bit. Kawano saw that he had to walk a little bit more forward for the throw, so he stepped back right when Tokido was about to get in range for the throw. Ends up punishing the throw attempt from Tokido with a medium punch. Tokido's taking a bit of a breather, definitely not switching to Akuma. I know some of you would like to see his Akuma, but you know, Akuma's been nerfed. Urien is the better character at the moment, I would say, with a lot of confidence, I think, and I'm pretty sure Tokido thinks the same. And he's put a lot more time into Urien. He's probably practiced only this matchup. No point in practicing 2 matchups, right? Like, you go all in one matchup. He's gone all in the Urien Colleen matchup. He knows what adjustments he has to make. He just went back for a second to think about it. And let's see if he starts playing the neutral bit better. I think he already started playing it a lot better the last game with the EX tackles. Those ended up getting him a lot more space and he didn't end up in the corner so much. Kawano's going to get the safe jump right here. But this isn't too bad for Tokido. He's not like that close to stun, and Colleen doesn't have a real way to continue pressure in that situation. So Tokido's going to walk out with about 40% life and an Aegis to make up for it. Now on its own, the Aegis is not going to win the round when Kawano has 90% life. He's going to need some more damage along with it, so he's probably going to try to use the Aegis to try and get Kawano to the corner, or get Kawano to the corner first and then use Aegis. That's kind of what Tokido needs to win the round, and I'm not really liking how Kawano backed up so much. Kawano ended up realizing he had started backing up too much. He tried to jump forward, but it just didn't work out, and Tokido now realizes that he's at a small enough life deficit that just the Aegis is needed. He doesn't really need to get Kawano to the corner. He's guessed from game. 10 seconds left. What can Kawano make happen? He has EX meter, EX vanity, EX hail. Doesn't have enough time. 1 second left. Tokido does a headbutt. I would be way too scared to do that headbutt even though it is optimal. It builds like this little meter. There was no way Kawano could have killed, but you know, if you were like 1 second off, Kawano could have done like Stand Fierce hands and killed you. So it's still scary to go for, but that was completely optimal from Tokido. Just builds a little bit of meter because that round was guaranteed win from him. Kawano tries to EX stab through the fireball. It's not really feasible to react to it, in my opinion, at least for me. Maybe Kawano is, you know, he's a year younger. Maybe his reactions aren't as slow as mine. He gets a whiff punish target combo on the EX tackle, and you might have thought the EX tackle was going to hit, but the EX tackle has 2 hits, as you can see. If the first one whiffs, then you can actually hit him in between the 2 hits, and that's what Kawano did there. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And you might think that Kawano is like winning the neutral. You see him getting all these whiff punishes. Tokido is not getting as much whiff punishes. And to the untrained eye, that would be the case, but Tokido is playing a different kind of neutral. You see this control? He's pressing buttons that control the space in front of him. He's throwing fireballs to stop Kawano from walking forward, and he's throwing EX tackles, which you might not think of EX tackles as neutral, but it's a big part of this matchup. Even if it's blocked, it forces Kali not to walk forward as much, and it actually gets a bit of space even if it's blocked, and Colleen doesn't get hit by it. Right now though, Tokido in the corner, tries to jump out. Kawano walks back a bit, crouch fierce. Tokido with a whiff punish there. Was 2+ on the counter hit crouch jab. Punished on the fireball. Light kick, EX hands. Gets a safe jump, does Kawano. Back throw. Very interesting, but it leaves him closer. He knows that this throw loop mix-up will kill if he keeps getting throws. He just ran out of V-trigger. I was about to say he didn't have enough V-trigger for that last dash, and Tokido has Aegis. He can't throw out raw Aegis though, because there's a gap. Kawano could just super. But right there, I don't think Kawano can actually super there. I think that's a block string, if I know that correctly, with the crouch leg kick. And if you're just caught moving, then you'll just get hit low. So Aegis very cheap when you have to block it. It's basically 3 guesses that you just have to take between a throw or a crouch leg kick that you can't even really DP out of. And this is the first time I feel like they've been on this side of the screen. You know, I feel like Kawano's been controlling the space so well, not really letting any like jump overs across. Same thing with Tokido, but somehow Colleen is on the left, Urien is on the right. Urien has his Aegis, has 2 bars. I have a feeling Kawano's just going to get a whiff punish right here, though, end the round right here. Tokido does have a chance. He's almost at super, actually. But yeah, Kawano just gets a whiff punish. EX hands, throw. Kawano just has so much life that it was kind of hard for Tokido to see how he was actually going to win the round right there. He was going to need like a hit into Aegis and then some hit into super. It's kind of hard to think about all of that. Goes to the next round. He was actually a little bit too close on the target combo for that setup to work. You need the hail to hit like a little bit farther. But the momentum from the vanity step made him too close. Missed input from Kawano. That was meant to be a crouch light punch to check the dash. And that actually is a huge deal in this matchup. Colleen is like a huge space control character. She wants to take all this space, right, with whiff punishes and damage to get you to the corner. But the main point is not the damage, but like getting you to the corner where she can control you. And if you get back thrown as Colleen or the opponent jumps over you, that's all of your hard work and getting them to the corner just thrown out the window. And it's just something you have to be very aware of if you're playing Colleen, and really any character, but I think especially Colleen, you need to be very aware of the dashes and the jump overs. Tokido still with the Aegis, doesn't get hit low there because that would have been death. Crouch light kick, crouch light punch, stab, super would have killed. 17 seconds left. What can Tokido do to surmount this life deficit? He's gonna get a super right here, and really it was Kawano that was at disadvantage. Can he get something right here? And I would like to think, so I'm just gonna pause this right here. I think if Kawano did EX stab, EX vanity step stab, like that was going to do more chip damage than the fierce was. I'm not sure if it would have been enough, but that would have been the most optimal thing to do after not getting the juggle. I'm not sure if it would have been enough, but that would have been the thing to do. Anyway, Tokido takes the lead 3-2. And you really see, I think the EX tackles have been the main thing. Just making Kawano more hesitant to play neutral, because in the first couple of games, Kawano was getting whiff punish after whiff punish, getting stand medium punch confirms, but now he's been getting whiff punish. He's been hesitant to walk forward because of the EX tackles. Tokido's been playing some nooch. And Kawano's going to try to stay to his game plan, try and get Tokido to the corner. You see, he didn't really even hit Tokido. He just made him block until the corner. But the back throw and all of your work is gone. You see, Kawano took 50% life to get to that situation. He kept taking damage. Tokido was okay with it, just continuously taking damage. Kawano's reward for all of that was getting Tokido to the corner. But if he just lets it slip, that's the whole round basically. And Tokido just jumps out of the corner again. You have to be ready to check those if you're Kawano. That's the only way you're going to win this matchup. You're not going to beat a zoning character if they can just get back mid-screen whenever they want. You have to be very methodical about it. You have to get them to the corner where you're actually at advantage, not sometimes be at mid-screen, sometimes be in the corner, go back to mid-screen. Because at mid-screen, you are bound to lose a lot of life to fireballs and stray hits. And Tokido actually knew this. That's why he was okay walking back so much. Because he believed that he could find an option to get out of the corner. Or at the very least, like, fight out with an EX tackle. So I would like to see Kawano, once he gets Tokido to the corner, just like back off a little bit to try and bait any attempts to get out of the corner. Because there's only a couple options, right? There's EX tackle, there's dash, there's jump. If you're looking for them all and not focus on your own offense, you can check them. So it's a matter of checking them when your opponent is about to do them. But Tokido, with his experience, he knows how to just kind of get into Kawano's head, because Kawano is playing extremely well. I would say he's playing the matchup very well, but he's just missing these little things. And especially in a long set, it's going to be hard. And right there, that happens a lot. Counter hit jab into throw. It's going to make the throw whiff because you're 2+ after the counter hit. So you have to try and confirm the jab into target combo and only throw if it's blocked. But that's the end of the first set. I would say Kawano was looking very good. Kawano was looking extremely good. He had a really good strategy. EX hands into light hands, that was like a really cool thing that I had never even thought about, to get the safe jump on the EX head. But suddenly it seemed like he wasn't keeping Tokido in the corner as well anymore. And that's kind of when his game plan all fell apart, because he spent all his life getting Tokido to the corner, but he just couldn't keep him there. And Tokido, towards the end of the set, started realizing like this is his win condition. If Tokido gets out of the corner like once or twice, that's actually just the round, and it's as simple as that. A little bit of a water break later, and we are back. Tokido up 1-0. It's now 0-0 once again. The start of a new set. To stay alive, Kawano is going to need to win this first to 4, and then he's going to need to win the next first to 4 after that. There's a crush counter roundhouse. I feel like we haven't been seeing that as much. It's a key way that Kawano is going to get that space, right? If Tokido is throwing too many fireballs, the back roundhouse is her farthest ranging move, and it'll crush counter. He checks the dash, checks one of Tokido's waves out of the corner. Tokido might try EX tackle again here. Is he going to bait it, or is he just going to block it? We'll see. Or is Tokido even going to do it? He's just trying to fight out, maybe save his meter for super. I think he's actually expecting Kawano to walk back a little bit, so he's expecting Kawano to try and bait out the EX tackle, so he's just taking his space back. And this is very high level neutral. It's not all about flashiness. If someone is whiff punishing you, that means they're walking back to try and bait you. And the very high level thing to do to beat like that strategy is to just take your space back, walk forward a little bit, and you might not notice it, but it's very important. Kawano ends up getting the round, but he had to spend all of his resources to do it. So Tokido is at a very large advantage, I would say, this round, where he has 2 bars, a couple of EX tackles. There's one jab into EX tackle. That's just, look at how much damage Kawano has already taken. Kawano had no meter to do jab into EX hands there. Doesn't really get Oki on heavy hands. He does double dash, which is fake, to get his Oki, but you know that's not real, so it's not consistent. Tokido gets kind of a fake combo there. Stand medium punch and then EX tackle. And that is just so much damage. Kawano does build 2 bars during that round. It's not great, but it's better than nothing. Going to try to get a stand medium punch, I would think. And he tried to do EX vanity step stab through a fireball, and I think that strategy is just too inconsistent. So, because you have to basically predict that the fireball is coming, and then stab if you see the fireball. But if it doesn't come, which more times than not it's not going to come, you just lose a bar, and you need the bar in this matchup. You see he just spent 2 bars, no bars, has only 1 bar right now. If he didn't spend the 2 bars, he could have gotten a hit into EX hands. Had V-Trigger had 2 bars, that's how you win. Even if like that random EX stab hits, it's not like that significant, right? It gets a little bit of space. The consistent way to play this matchup against or like any fireball characters is not to get like Hail Mary reads on fireballs with EX vanity steps or just waste your meter. You have to be very strategic about how you spend your meter and make sure that you're spending your resources in a good way. Too far for the stand light kick. On the stand heavy kick, back roundhouse, gets his space back. And this is a very good position for Kawano. He's going to do his light hands. Going to get the safe jump, go for the throw. Tokido has Aegis, but he's not going to want to spend it just yet because he knows if he spends it right now, he's not going to win the round most likely. He's going to try to find a little bit of damage first. Unfortunately, does not find it. Kawano goes for the throw to build a little bit of meter. And he was looking fantastic that round. He got the crush counter roundhouse, and then Tokido was just like instantly in the corner. Kawano found a stand fierce EX hands. He's going to be looking to try and replicate that again. But here comes Tokido mixing up his neutral options. The EX tackle. Kawano was trying to walk forward a little bit to get in range to back heavy kick or stand fierce or something. And he just gets clipped. If you constantly have to worry about this EX tackle, Kawano's going to be scared to take space, and if Kawano doesn't take space at all, then he's not going to get to the corner where he needs to get in order to win. Stand light kick, EX hand. I'm actually surprised that reached that. It looked like it was going to be too far. Tokido techs that grab. That's actually kind of a grab you have to tech because the next one is going to be stun and it's a throw loop. Kawano just backdashes to take that. Has to take another mix up, goes for the throw, but you can only guess right for so long. On like the fourth guess, after guessing right 3 times in a row, Kawano ends up getting hit with the jab. Probably trying to backdash out of it, expecting a throw. And Kawano's going to probably be more wary of the EX tackles, I would say. He goes into EX hands. He doesn't need to worry about it right now. So notice at the bottom left, Urien has no meter. So Kawano can just freely walk forward. Unfortunately, you still have to worry about the stand medium punch into tackle, which is going to get Tokido out of the corner. And there's just so many options that Tokido is constantly mixing up. And I feel like Kawano has answers. He's obviously labbed this matchup a lot, but he's just not like mixing up, playing. I feel like he's playing like one step behind of Tokido. Like you can see right there, he was trying to probably like delay button, the most obvious thing to do there. But Tokido with like the second part of the mind game, instant crouch medium punch counter hit, that's going to beat the delayed button. And Tokido is playing freely, I would say. But Kawano, I feel like, has a set strategy that he prepared with and isn't trying to deviate from. So he's not as free with his decision making, I think, because right there he's trying to back up a little bit more. But Tokido finds his way out of the corner once again. Needs to be ready to check these options, otherwise he's not going to win this match. And Kawano has 1 bar. He can do that to get Tokido to the corner, but even didn't find the whiff punch right there. Still okay though. Tokido actually backs up all the way to the corner. I know Tokido's plotting something though. How is Tokido getting out of this corner? What's he gonna do? He's gonna do something. He gets thrown. That's not a way out of the corner. Tried to jump. Was fishing for a counter hit jab. Was too far for the light punch, and he just jumps out. Actually, Kawano takes it though. I'm not sure why Tokido felt the need to tech that throw. He definitely could have taken that throw and then like activated Aegis. It was very risky to tech that throw because he had basically a way out afterwards. He wasn't like guaranteed kill range. But so much meter on the side of Tokido. He has 1 more EX bar. Kawano has no bar, which is like a huge thing. He has to spend so much of his V-trigger. He spent all of his V-trigger on stabs, and the problem with V-trigger when your opponent has that much life is that you get some damage, but then you're in this kind of a situation where they still have a sizable amount of life left, and you're out of V-Trigger. So the ideal situation to activate V-Trigger is going to be when your opponent is at like 50% life or less, because it's to close out the round, right? It's not meant to just get damage, it's meant to close out the round. So it's best used when your opponent is lower on life and in the corner. Gets the shimmy right there. Goes for the stun or damage right there with the stab instead of the safe jump. EX Vanity, Tokido doesn't take that time. And Tokido, I feel like his guesses have just been, he's been mixing it up so well. Kawano needs to win this game. Tokido's up 2-0 right now in a first of 4. Gets a whiff punish. Or not the whiff punish, but the counter hit on the fireball. He just needs a light kick right now. Crouch light kick will do it. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb though. 2-1. Kawano needs to win 3 games. And then needs to win another first of 4 set. So definitely going to be pretty hard. They go to character select, a little bit of water break. I'm going to take my water break. Tokido's up 2-1. And if you're Kawano, I would have to, like, you just have to be very confident still, otherwise you're not going to win, right? If you start being a little bit hesitant, you're like, oh no, I'm going to lose a set. I challenged Tokido to this very high stakes match for pride, and I'm down 1 set, down 2-1. He's got to be like, I can still do it. Oh my god, what a whiff punish. So that's what, I know that's what he told himself during that break in Japanese. He's like, alright Kawano, you're the best. You can do it. I am God Kawano. And you're seeing it right here during this round. Just the footsies. Immaculate. So Kawano is like bringing it back, but he has to keep it on. Tokido is playing every round and then like adapting. Like once he loses, he adapts very quickly to how he plays a neutral. Like he sees, oh, Kawano's walking back too much, let me walk forward. Oh, Kawano's walking forward too much, let me do an EX tackle, let me whiff punish him. Let me hit these stand medium punch buffers. Tokido is adapting very fast. It's very likely that Tokido had a couple of strategies in his mind on like how to get out of the corner, how to play neutral. And I kind of feel like Kawano didn't prepare that as deeply as Tokido did. I would say. I would think, oh, nice punish on the V-shift. I didn't know that would reach. It feels like Kawano like has this neutral strategy, but isn't prepared for what happens when it doesn't work, you know? And that seems to be biting him right now. And why he's down. That combo was gas. That was a style combo. There's a huge difference between 3-1 and 2-2. 2-2 is even. 3-1 is you gotta win 3 straight. Like that is a huge difference. Kawano almost has full meter. He's probably gonna try to find an EX hands, spend 1 bar, and then find a kill with super. At least that's what I would do. No, I would not have spent the EX on that. That's just wasting a bar hoping for a fireball. He still manages to get in a pretty good situation. Aegis on the side of Tokido, but Tokido's pretty low life. If he gets whiff punished into anything, it's going to be guess for game because Kawano has 2 bars. If Kawano plays a little bit longer, he's going to have his super just by building a little bit of meter. So very good situation for Kawano. Should be his round to lose, his game to lose. But he spends his EX vanity? I'm not sure about that decision because he has super, and now Tokido can actually just activate Aegis whenever he wants. Before he couldn't do that because Kawano has super. But Kawano has his dashes. Has to take this Aegis though. Guesses correctly. Tokido has one more Aegis. Oh, gets the punish on the double jump. What the heck was that? I think Kawano was just mashing so hard hands came out. And this is just as big of a choke as you can get. I'm not actually sure what would have been the right thing for Kawano to do. I'm not sure if there was anything that would have chipped actually. Yeah. I think that would have done enough chip if it had enough time. Maybe if he just went stand fierce stab directly into super, but there was definitely no time for the whole target combo into super. And I'm not sure that stand fierce stab to super even would have worked. And you can kind of see the experience coming into play. Your strategy can be rock solid coming into it, but at the end you're still playing the game, and you're going to be placed into these situations where you have to be clutch, and Tokido's been placed in those situations way more than Kawano has, and I feel like Kawano is feeling the heat. He's doing way more of these EX vanity steps which I think are just kind of Hail Marys at this point. He's trying to find some way around the fireball. He thinks he's thought of this EX vanity step idea on the fly, but it's just not consistent. It's something he hasn't really studied. I think he's just trying to pull it out last second, and he might get this round because of it. No, he doesn't get the stab. He probably would have gotten hit by the fireball. Gets a low parry on accident. Tried to jab. Is he gonna guess right? Gets a medium punch. But you can see that whole round was a scramble. The first couple of games in this like whole match, they were solid wins by Kawano, right? He got Tokido to the corner through solid footsies. You know, the stand medium punch confirmed. It wasn't any of this like random EX vanity step. I don't know why Tokido actually EX headbutts there. So this is a safe jump setup. If Kawano blocks, the headbutt doesn't win. The headbutt gets blocked. So I don't know why Tokido headbutt there. I don't know why Kawano wasn't blocking. He probably just wasn't expecting Tokido to try and do that. Honestly, like pretty dumb from Tokido to do. But it worked, so you know you can't really. I mean, it might win him the set right here. Crouch, light punch, counter hit. That's a Kawano special that I kind of stole from him. Just checks space really well, checks movement, and it's a very safe option. 3-frame jab. Goes into so much. And gets the dash. Guess for game. Tokido guesses right, but Kawano with the dash. Tokido, I think, tried to check the dash up, but that dash is way too fast. It's not really actually reactable if it's done correctly. So Tokido gets counter hit, ends up 3-2. Kawano needs to win 2 games, and he looked a lot better that second round than he did the first round. The first round he also won, but it was just kind of random, I think. The second round he was playing a lot more the consistent way to win. You know, he got his confirm, he got Tokido to the corner, kind of like he's doing right now. So he's gonna have to look for the EX tackle, look for the dash, look for the jump out. I would like him to just like sit still for a second, be a little bit patient, and not be just pressing stuff all the time. And he actually does that right there. So very good decision making from Kawano to just not press buttons. He didn't have to. You don't have to press buttons. You can choose to be patient for a little bit, see what your opponent does. That's what he did right there. I think he actually reacted to the fireball. I think it's doable if you know your opponent is going to fireball, but it's very easily baited. If your opponent just does like a fierce, you might accidentally jump, you know. Kawano has his V trigger. It should be enough to close out this round. But Tokido has Aegis as well, which would be enough to get the life lead. Can Kawano guess right here? V-skill would have caught him, but Kawano would have had to have been ready for that. Nice. Gets a dash up. There were only 15 seconds left on the clock, so really nothing Tokido could have done unless he immediately started dashing in there. So that's what Kawano caught right there. If he wins this round, it'll be 3-3. He can actually just win another game and win the set. That's what he's telling himself right now. I feel like Tokido's getting a little bit flustered. He hasn't been controlling his space as well as he has. I think Kawano playing bad for a couple of rounds actually threw Tokido off his rhythm unintentionally. Like all those EX vanity steps, Tokido kind of stopped controlling space as well as he was, and Kawano's like neutral is starting to beat Tokido's again. But the EX tackle comes right here. He recognizes that Kawano is trying to keep him in the corner, and he does not want to be in the corner. Kawano has his V trigger, stabs, spends another one, but you really don't want to be spending your V trigger that fast if it's not going to kill. Like that throw was not even going to kill or come close right there. He gets another V trigger here, which was his intention, but he's just at so low life that he can't even make it count. So I think in that round it would have been a better decision not to go for the second V trigger, because he would have been at so low life, but to just make his first V trigger count a little bit better. Still in this though, Kawano, but Tokido is at match point. If Tokido wins this, that is the end of the match. Tokido will be victorious. Kawano whiffs with stand fierce. I feel like that's kind of rare from him. Gets the throw, still looking very good, but the crouch medium punch from Tokido. Tokido is awake. He checks the walk forward with the crouch medium punch, confirms off of it. Fireball, crouch medium punch, crouch medium punch. That's the Tokido movement, using the crouch medium punch to move forward. The dash, and I feel like all of that extra movement caught Kawano off guard. He just needs one more hit. What's he gonna get? He gets a throw. That was too big of a life lead at that point for Kawano to deal with when he had a pixel of life left. And yeah, Kawano is taking it kind of hard because he put everything he had on the line, which is what Kemonomichi is all about. Both players prepare as much as they can. You're confident in your ability to play the match. You want to see if you actually could do it. Tokido's been where Kawano is right now, in that chair. But Kawano's going to learn from this. If you enjoyed this match analysis, hit that subscribe button. Only 30% of you are subscribed to this channel that watch the channel, so that's kind of dumb. I feel like 100% of you should be subscribed, because all you gotta do is click that button if you like match analysis like this or other Street Fighter related videos. Leave a comment on the video, leave a like. I'll see you in the next one.